Welcome to Projection Reflection. I'm your host Coordinato, and welcome to another Dragon Ball Z movie review. Today's review is Bardock, the father of Goku. This was originally released back in October 17th of 1990 in Japan, and it was released in America in November of 2000. The plot of the film goes that we all know the story of Goku, but the story of his father Bardock is a story worth telling. After a great battle, Bardock is given the power to see into the future, but now he sees visions of the Saiyans' destruction and the rise of his son Kakarot as a mighty warrior on Earth. That's the basis of this film. Bardock gets visions of the future. He tries to stop that future from happening. That's the basis of the story. But there's so much going on in the story, and I really want to I'll talk about it here with what I liked about the film. There's going to be some spoilers in this review, just to let you know. Bardock is a badass Saiyan warrior. After I saw this film the first time, he became one of my favorite. He's on my list of favorite Dragon Ball Z characters. He's just such a ruthless fighter. He looks like Goku, but he's more, in a way, more badass than Goku because his fighting style is so ruthless, and he's more rough cut. He's got this badass scar on his face, and he's got this bloody bandana on his head. He just looks awesome. And his Saiyan armor, I always loved the design of his Saiyan armor. Don't know why, it was just my favorite design. Trying to think, what else do I like? Oh, I love that they showed the visions of the future in this. They showed visions of Goku in the Dragon Ball series fighting King Piccolo and meeting Bulma and Krillin and Master Roshi. I love the little touch of that, just seeing the clips of Dragon Ball. I really liked that. I actually watched this film before I rewatched the Dragon Ball series because I thought, hey, the perfect... I always think if you want to get into Dragon Ball, you need to watch this film first because it's the origin story of Goku. So, yeah, it's a cool introduction to the Dragon Ball Z universe. He was also shown visions of Goku fighting Vegeta and Raditz. So that was pretty cool seeing that again too. I love that we got to see the Great Apes in this again. There's this huge, Bardock and his crew are all in their Great Ape form at the beginning of this film, and they're just taking out all of these aliens and their planet, and it just looks so badass. It's cool just seeing one Great Ape, but seeing a whole bunch of them take out an entire city just looked really cool. And I loved Bardock's crew. They were really cool characters. I especially liked that they introduced a female Saiyan character in the show, Fasha. That is her name. I believe Celiba, that's her actual name in the original Japanese version, but in America she's known as Fasha. But I really liked her character, even though she was shown for a very short time. I just like that they showed a female Saiyan for once. There was another female Saiyan that's shown, but they never give a name for her. But yeah, I really liked Bardock's crew. I thought they were really cool. And I actually wish they had more screen time because I really liked the interaction between Bardock and his crew. They didn't just seem like his crew to him. They seemed like they were his good friends, not just his allies, not just his crew. They were his friends. I really liked young Vegeta in this. He was still badass as a little kid. I loved the fight between him and the Cybermen. There's this whole he's doing a whole trial, practice, fighting. He's practicing fighting these Cybermen, and he does this cool energy blast And he goes, ah! Like, he looks really cool, and the Cybermen, like, scatter around, and he blasts them, like, with one finger. It looks really, really awesome. And Vegeta is just such a little badass in this movie. Like, he's only shown for a short time, but it seems like he doesn't take crap from Frieza. He's like, yeah, we're not gonna be, like, Frieza's not gonna be in charge for long. And Nappa's like, oh, really? You believe that? He's like, oh, I know. I believe it. I know so. Like, he's, like, such a badass, and he even bosses, like, Big Nappa around in this movie. I just thought that was really funny, and I just love little Vegeta in this movie. He's just too cool. I liked Bardock versus Frieza's army in this. I mean, we get a short glimpse of Bardock's power in the one fight between Dodoria and his crew. Like, that was really cool. Like, you hear like this awesome like Bardock theme music, you know. I love that theme song. She's so pumped. And Bardock he's just so cool taking out these other warriors. Like, I love his energy blasts, and he just looks so badass. He's just a really badass character. And the part where he does put the bandana on, where he sees, because like Frieza sends like a group to take out Bardock's crew, because Frieza wants to kill all the Saiyans, because he's like all worried that the Saiyans will take over. And yeah, he kills Bardock's whole crew, and Bardock just sees their bodies scattered, and he's just swearing to them that he'll get revenge. And he takes like this cloth and is like dabbing his one friend Tora, the blood off of him. And as he clenches it in his fist, it just soaks in blood, and then he puts it on his head and just straps it on. This looks, and it's just such a cool shot, because then it just goes to a full face shot. And he just looks so awesome. He's just ready. He's ready to kick ass at that moment. He's like, you guys are dead, and so is Frieza. Just the whole fight actually in space too, where Bardock is like, it's like the final showdown for Bardock, and he's just going into space, going after Frieza's ship, and like this huge army comes out against Bardock, and you see a whole bunch of guys like piling on him. Like, and he just like breaks free and shoots at him, and he's taking on an entire army. Like, that's how cool Bardock is. He is taking on Frieza's entire army, and he does not give a shit. He's like, I'm gonna take you all out, even if I have to die. And of course, spoiler alert, he does die, because Frieza kills him with his like huge death beam ball thing. Takes him out, takes out the entire planet. But Bardock is given the realization that Goku will come and destroy Frieza. Because there's actually a vision before this whole scenario where Goku is talking to Bardock. And I really liked that moment. I wish that moment had lasted a little longer, but I liked that little moment between Goku and Bardock. That Goku was telling him, hey, like, you can be different. Don't be like Frieza. And yeah, Bardock became a rebel. He became one of the coolest, like, low-level Saiyan characters. In my opinion, he's definitely the coolest. Another little thing, I liked that Zarbon, Dodoria, and Frieza were in this. I liked seeing Frieza again, and Zarbon and Dodoria were always cool. It's always cool seeing those characters interact with one another. And Frieza, of course, was evil as usual, and he was awesome. I mean, he didn't even get to see him fight, really, because he's just so much stronger than Bardock and all the other characters that he can just take him out with one strike. I liked the ending of this film. I loved that, you see Goku's ship land on Earth, and you see Grandpa Gohan find him. And it's just one of those really happy moments, and it just shows what the future holds for Goku. And well, of course, we all know, if you've watched the Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball Z series, what's in store for him. But it's cool seeing Goku's origin in this film, and the story of his father, who was such an awesome character. The dislikes, I gotta say, I wish I saw more of Bardock's crew in this film. Because, they're only shown for this movie's only 48 minutes long. It's not a very long movie. It's actually, believe it's more of a special than a movie, because in Japan it was just a special episode, but in the U.S. it was brought out as a movie. But I wish I could have seen more of Bardock's crew, because I really like those characters and I really like the way they interacted with one another. I also wish I got to see more of young Vegeta and Nappa. Like, I really liked young Vegeta, and I wish we could have seen the mission that he went on in this film. Like, he's just such a cool character, and it'd been cool to see more of little Vegeta. But those are my only like nitpicks with the film. I really do like this movie. It's one of my favorites. It's one that I watch every so often, and I just love one of my favorite parts, of course, is the space fight. I love the huge space fight and Bardock's theme song in the background, and it's just so awesome. I'm gonna give Bardock, the father of Goku, a 5 out of 5. This is a must-see Dragon Ball Z movie, and I guarantee you should watch this film before getting into the original Dragon Ball series, because it's an awesome prequel to the Dragon Ball series. So yeah, check it out. And how am I going to end this one? I guess I'll just end it with what Bardock would usually say in this movie. Frieza! I'm gonna make you pay!